Imagine that your mind got stuck on a certain thought or image. Then this thought or image got replayed in your mind over and over again, no matter what you did. You don't want these thoughts of intense feelings of anxiety to come with it, but there's no escape. This thought was found on What is OCD, or Obsessive Compulsive Disorder, by Jeff Bell, published in 2012. Obsessive Compulsive Disorder by Sherry Brinkerhoff, published in 2004, states that 6 million people in the U.S. suffer from this disorder. Obsessive compulsive disorder is very severe and can take over a person's life. Today I will talk to you about the causes of OCD, the symptoms, and the treatments for this disorder. There are different ideas on what causes OCD, but none of them are proven to be true. The book Obsessive Compulsive Disorder by Peggy J. Parks, published in 2011, says that no one has found a single proven cause for this disorder, but some research does show that it may have to do with chemicals in the brain. People's brains that have OCD feel the need to control obsessions. They partake in rituals and behaviors as they try to control the overwhelming feeling of anxiety that they feel. For them, trying to control these obsessions and compulsions are almost impossible. Jeff Bell also states in What is OCD, or Obsessive Compulsive Disorder, published in 2012, that when scientists look at a brain of a person with OCD and a brain of a person without OCD, they can know that the person's brain with OCD is different from the one without. People with this disorder's brain lie to them, making them think that they are in danger when they really are not. And because of this, and because it could be in the brain, this disorder is also thought to run in families. Peggy J. Parks says in her book, Obsessive Compulsive Disorder, published in 2011, that an estimated 25% of people who have OCD have a family member who suffers from it as well. Heidi Watkins says in her book, Perspectives on Diseases and Disorders, published in 2010, that no gene for OCD has been discovered, but it is thought to be a genetic trait that can be inherited. This disorder is also thought to normally start during childhood or during teen years if it is inherited. There are different symptoms that can lead to OCD. Symptoms of OCD sometimes go unseen or unnoticed. These symptoms can sometimes go unnoticed because people who have these symptoms think that it is normal for everyone to act the way they do. According to Obsessive Compulsive Disorder, written by NIH in 2014, one of the symptoms is repeated thoughts or images throughout your brain. As I mentioned before, rituals such as washing your hands over and over again is a symptom of this disorder. Another symptom is not being able to control unwanted thoughts. It also states that it can also be hard to diagnose OCD because it is sometimes accompanied by eating disorders, anxiety disorders, and depression. Some doctors may think that the patient has one of the other disorders and not OCD. So because it is hard to diagnose this disorder, it is also hard to know how to treat OCD. Treatment for OCD can vary from person to person. There are two types of treatment for OCD: psychotherapy and medications. Obsessive Compulsive Disorder, written by NIH in 2014, says that the type of psychotherapy used in treatment for OCD is cognitive therapy. Antidepressants are the type of medications used. These treatments are very important to have. Without them, people would have a very hard time living with this disease. Having to live with OCD is very hard and sometimes unbearable. The feeling of anxiety and the urge to do those rituals can ruin a person's life. Shirley Brinkford tells about a girl who is living with this disorder in her book, Obsessive Compulsive Disorder, published in 2004. The girl says, "Then I started to having to count my steps, like 387 steps to the bus, and if I missed one or lost count, I had to go home, walk it all over again until I made sure I got it right. There had to be 387, no more, no less. At school, I started having to count the steps from each classroom to my locker. They had to come out exactly the right number, and I had to start and end each walk on the same foot, or guess what? I had to start all over. Just think how horrible and time-consuming that this would be. It would drive a person crazy. Obsessive-compulsive disorder is very severe and can take over a person's life if they do not know the causes, identify the symptoms, and seek treatment. There is hope. People today are overcoming this disease and living life to full extent. They are breaking away from the feeling of anxiety. They are stopping the rituals. They are taking back their lives.
Oh my God.